inks on Sidegore, or the colors on Sidegore. It's almost 11, which I think is the deadline for the whole thing today, so I just posted it. It's finished. It's more worked on, more detailed, more in the style that I would normally color than I thought. I cut some corners, which isn't exactly true, but it's done enough. The deadline hit, it's done enough. More finished than I thought it would be. I kind of lost track of how much time I spent on it. I know it took me about three hours to flat it. I'm gonna say I spent at least 2 hours on it, but it might have been 3, it might have been 4. It's probably between 2 and 3. It's done. So okay, all the spawn stuff is done. What are we gonna do tomorrow? I gotta look at my list. I got a bunch of stuff I have to do eventually, but what am I gonna do tomorrow specifically? I don't know, but good job me. It's raining out. One of my solutions for dealing with the mask inside eating, drinking, or just wanting to have the mask off while watching my kid has been coming outside this glass door while she's eating or doing whatever. But it's, and going to the park and other things to take up time of the day, burn off her energy, etc. And I gotta take this off actually. And didn't count on a lot of rain. Ooh, that wind is cold with the wet. Cold with the wet. Finished Sidegore. I don't know what that, but that's it. I just saw somebody post a comic that said 9:30 on it, and I'm like, is today hourly comic day? Because I always want to do it, and I feel like I find out the next day or halfway through the day. It is. I don't know. I guess it's always February 1st. Now it's 11 o'clock, and I got up at. So that's what I'm going to do today. It's going to be hard because I got up late. I'm not feeling more sick, but for some reason I'm maybe, I don't know, I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. More tired than I should be. I'm drinking a coffee right now in the rain to hopefully pep myself up. And I'm watching the kid and life and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to try to do it. And I'm going to try to not worry about being polished, finished, whatever. And I'm going to retroactively go back and start from 8 o'clock. So 8, 9. So so right now, I should be starting my 3rd, but I got to do 2. So, but you know what? I don't know what the spirit of this challenge is. I guess the idea is to just document your day. If it's like a drawing an hour, I don't know that I could do that anyway. I've done it before. I've done this at least twice before. And the updates throughout the day are nice. Anyway, I'm going to start doing it. Bye. I'm a soggy bottom boy is what I am. I had my chair about 2 inches there, so it kept dumping water that my butt was soaking up. So I'm a soggy bottom boy. Friday morning. I am feeling a little better today. Well, I've been feeling better every day, but I'm feeling better up here. It's not raining. It's still cold. It's still wet, but it looks like, oh, possibly we could be outside today maybe, or at least if I have to be outside, it's not as cold and wet. And theoretically today, Friday, is the last day I have to wear the mask inside and outside and, you know, just in general around my people. So yesterday I don't think I did any videos, but I did do the hourly comic day. I'm gonna sit down. There we am. So I did do the hourly comic day. Sure as am tired and dry-throated, but I'll have a peanut butter biscuit. That'll fix me right up. I always sort of am glad and regret I did it at the same time. I'm always glad when I complete a challenge. I'm always glad when I decide to do art rather than not. So in that case, I'm happy, and it was definitely a palate cleanser after the heavy, you know, like intense, got to get the exact details right, spending hours on a drawing, and then blasting through drawings between 5 and 15 minutes each. You know, however many times I did it yesterday, 13 times or whatever. It's always difficult to decide what moments to pick, because 1 hour there might be like nothing happened. Like I went to the bathroom and I drew and just sort of nothing happened. And then another time might be like, oh, well, like 5 interesting things happened. So sometimes there's a matter of choosing the one that'll be the most visually interesting or most interesting to other people. And sometimes there's a matter of fudging it, where like if nothing happened this hour and 2 things happened this hour, maybe one of these things was almost this hour. So, you know, so it is this, like, it's true. And it's autobiographical, but even when you're trying to be honest and true, it's like, it's honest, but is it true? Well, you know, it's not lies, you know, but that's art. That's narrative storytelling. You got to make choices. But yeah, it was funny because at some point I knocked my coffee over all over everything, and that was terrible. Luckily I didn't get any art messed up, or my iPad, I should say, but I got it over all these pillows and stuffed animals, and it was like that much coffee left, but it was on one of those wobbly like TV tray tables, and it fell over, and it just managed to get on everything. The carpet, it took me a half hour to clean up. I had to do a lot of laundry that stunk. But anyway, I finished the hourly challenge, but I was playing catch up the entire day because I didn't realize it was the day until like 11 o'clock. So I started off at a deficit. And then all the times I thought like, okay, well, when this happens, I'll have a chance to catch up. And when this happens, I'll have a chance to catch up. It never really worked. So I did work on it all day, throughout the day, and post them up throughout the day. But come midnight, I was doing like my last 3 and posting them up right before I went to bed, maybe 4. So I never caught up. So in that sense, I failed the challenge, and it wasn't. I somewhat missed the essence of the challenge. 'Cause I think the idea is like do little cartoons of things you think of throughout the day, which I kind of did, but I was on a delay. And yeah, if I know what's happening next year and I decide to do it next year, I'd rather start and do it properly. Excuse me. It's also hard to do with a kid because sometimes an hour goes by and I cannot physically find the ability to draw for 5 minutes. So. I'll give myself an asterisk, but completed successfully. I did it before I went to bed, did it throughout the day. As gloomy as it was yesterday. Oh, it's starting to rain really hard now. I was saying it's a little drizzle. It's starting to proper rain. Farts. Friday, February 2nd, and I just got a box from my brother-in-law. He had sent me a message about some Star Wars stuff that his kids, my nephew-in-laws, had. And thinking it was like kind of nothing worth much money, I was like, I'll take a look, whatever. And they ended up having some like sealed Lego sets that are out of production and other like vehicles that were sealed out of production. I think what happened was as the kids got older and weren't into this stuff, the grandma and other relatives were getting them on sale at Kohl's. So they were getting a lot of stuff like at the end of the line on sale, and then it just sat unopened for 10 years and now it's worth something. So I gave him the prices, and then I said, well, there's that one ship that I'd be interested in getting off of you if you want to give me like a family price. And he's like, I'll just give it to you. So I was going to pick it up the next time I saw him, but he decided to send it to me along with some other goodies. And that's what's in this box. All right, here we go. What the heck? Well, we got some hefty bags. What? Is there something in here? What? It's just I guess it's just filler. Okay. Little Star Wars lunchbox. Oh, hold on. A little Star Wars lunchbox. I don't know. Maybe a thermos? Let's open it up and find out. Oh, it's cold drinks. It's difficult to get out. This is wow. Okay. Is this widescreen? I think this is a full screen VHS special edition sealed copy of Star Wars. That's pretty cool. It's possibly the worst version of the best movie. That's cool. In there is a box, and then this. So most of this is just empty space. That's interesting. Okay. And then this is what I really wanted, which is Cad Bane's ship, which I didn't even know they had. I didn't know this existed until I was looking through the list of all the stuff, and I'm like, that actually I would kind of want. Xanadu Blood, Cad Bane's ship from Clone Wars. It seems like it's sealed, which is a bummer. Oh, okay, good. The box is damaged. That makes me happy because I'm going to open it. And yeah, my guess is that was damaged from like wrapping paper. But yeah, Cad Bane's ship, all for me. Thanks, brother-in-law and other relatives who bought things that the other people didn't want. I am a robot too. My name is Roboto. Hello, robot horse. What is your name?
Stridor.
Stridor. Excellent. I am Roboto. Do you want to be friends?
Well,
Yeah?
hi, I'm Garcilla riding him right now.
Hi, Goddess we could be friends too, but I was interested in being friends with a robot horse since I'm a robot.
Oh.
Look, we even both have orange. Ah! Oh, sorry, He-Man. Ah! Hold on. Get you back up there. Okay, you're going to stand over here next to Jitsu. Okay, so anyway.
No. I'm telling him.
Oh, yes, I'm listening.
He was actually going to come with me.
Who was? He-Man?
Yes.
Oh, I got in the way. Did I mess things up a little bit?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'll go over here and sit in the wind raider, and I'll count my fingers. Does that sound good?
Do whatever you want, except for making things a little confusing.
Okay. That's a good edict. It's the afternoon, 1 something on Monday, February 5th, I think. And so last week I finished up the Spawn stuff, and then I did the hourly comic challenge, and then I did a sketch of Moon Racer, and then I have started doing studies, for lack of a better term, for my -1 commission. And I'm trying to figure out how to do more than one thing at once. Because I find great success when I focus on one project and just put them in a line. But with that method, going back to the urgent, important, I will never, ever work on the horror again because there's always something in the way. So yeah, I don't know. I've been feeling productive, but not on the horror 4, and I want to change that, so yeah. Hey. What? Stow Tutties? What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, fair. Okay. It is Thursday afternoon. And Monday was wild and exhausting, but I powered through and it was fine. And then Tuesday it hit me, and I was just wasted. It was fine, but I just could only do the bare minimum. Today I'm feeling a lot better. We're out to eat. It's not raining. It was raining. Oh, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. We're all kind of whatever. I'm raring to get back to art because I have this -1 commission I need to work on. I also have a Power Rangers commission, 1 to 2 Power Rangers commissions after that. And I didn't plan on taking any more commissions, but weirdly, in the same day, 2 different people, both from China, I think, hit me up about doing some Ultraman sketch card commissions. One I gave a price to, which they agreed to, and the other asked me for a price on 5. So I haven't been soliciting that I have the APs, artist proofs, but if people are contacting me, I know they already like my art and are willing to pay more and specifically want it. So I'm like, well, I'm not going fishing, but I'm not gonna throw the fish out there falling in the boat. So I might even do one of these sketch cards.
Falling in what boat?
It's just a metaphor, not for real. Meaning that people are coming to me with art jobs. And I might do one of these sketch cards before I even do the -1 commission because I'm kind of stalling on the -1 commission and I'm having a little bit of difficulty with it. Whereas I know I can knock out the Ultra Kaiju sketch card pretty easy, like today, in a day or two. So just to get an easy win, I might do that. So here's some glamour. I'm cleaning the table. It's after dinner, it's like 7 something on Thursday. And I had to watch the kid later than expected today by a little bit and make dinner, which I wasn't expecting to do tonight. None of which is the end of the world, but we had like kind of a long day, and I'm just, once again, tired. I talked about being ready to draw earlier today, and now I'm like, I could go to sleep. Yeah, so the other thing is I was trying to figure out, I had my little break in the middle of the day, and for the first half hour I laid on bed and went to the bathroom. And then I had about an hour where I was going to start maybe working on sketch cards or do Godzilla -1 commission or something. And I just now I was like, what did I do? I did nothing. And I remembered that the 2 people, one's from China, the other I think is from China, who wanted to get these sketch cards off of me. One of whom I'm like still waiting to hear back once I gave him prices and stuff. The other one was like, yeah, cool, price is good, let's go. But needed to know the total amount because I said, you're paying shipping. And I spent most of that hour trying to figure out how to ship to China because I thought, okay, well, I'll just use USPS. That usually works. And I couldn't get it to work. And I'm like, am I doing the site wrong? Did I log in wrong? And I was just like troubleshooting it. And then I found out that like, maybe I can't use the United States Postal Service to ship to China right now. It was true a while ago. It might be true again, but maybe only certain services like the one I was trying to use because it's under a pound. It's like under an ounce actually. So it's really small. So I was trying to use First Class International, which would be about $15. And then it's like, well, maybe I just use an envelope. And I was like looking up videos, also because I forgot how to ship a card. Like there's certain procedures that like actual card dealers use. Card dealers, like Pokemon cards, sports cards. I rarely ship this kind of stuff. And I have the supplies, but I thought I was missing one and I needed a penny sleeve. But it all, then I said, well, let me try FedEx. And it was like $150. I'm like, for a card? That can't be right. So I put out some, social media like, hey, what am I doing wrong here? But haven't heard anything back yet. And that's basically what I do with my free time today. My new free time starts now for the first time, and I'm exhausted. The cats are fighting. I'll see if I get anything done. 10:09, still Thursday, and despite what I thought, I did get some work done. Not a ton, between an hour and 2 hours. I didn't time it really well, and I had to stop halfway in between. But I basically took my breakdown rough of the Godzilla -1 commission and bring it to super rough pencils. Why super rough? Well, two reasons. One, because a lot of the lines need to be tightened up and stuff, but also because I'm still kind of figuring out how to get the boat and Godzilla on model. So it was a lot of like really just looking at reference and putting it together. So I'll probably do at least one other pass, cleaning things up, making it look correct. And either I'll just like redraw it 50 times in that one to get it to like inks, or more likely I will get it more tightened up and then go back and do a final ink layer. But it's one of those things where I've probably talked about this. A lot of people talk about this. Editing is easier. Like a blank page is harder than a rough drawing, and a second pass is easier than the rough drawing. And so like I felt like I wasn't really anywhere with it before. I don't like what I have now, but I feel like, okay, well, this feels like I'm on the road. You know, now I'm editing and changing something I already have as opposed to like making something, which is so good.
Back, good.
So it's another day. I was trying to record something the other day. Didn't work. Here I am. It's Saturday morning. I have off for the morning, and I have not been productive at all. I don't feel good. I've been in the bathroom a lot. Hey, bathroom talk. What? Great. I have been struggling with finding out how to ship things to China. And while I've been doing that, I made an eBay sale of some toy. And then the person contacted me because I have it set to like, you pay shipping, and I put in all the details, and then it tells them how much shipping is where they are. And I think they're in Mexico. They're in another country. And they're like, hey, I just bought this, but the shipping is going to be, more than the cost of the thing. So can we please cancel? Which stinks for a lot of reasons. But it's like, what is going on? Could I just not ship out of the United States right now? What's happening? I know prices have gone up, but like, anyway, I did start actually working on one of the sketch cards, even though I haven't given them a quote. They haven't paid. It's not final, for two reasons. Well, a couple reasons. One, I wanted to draw, and it was easier to work on that on the fly on my iPad while I'm like moving around the house than sitting down and working on the Godzilla commission. Two, if it falls through, sketch card commissions on my APs, artist proofs, theoretically are easier to sell and you get more money as a commission, but I could just draw whatever characters and put them up for sale as well. So I'm like, well, you know what? I'll make this one, and if it falls through, I'll just throw it up for sale anyway, whatever. There was another reason that I now forgot. So today, once I could pull myself up out of laying down, I'm dressed. I've been out of bed. I'm just laying down in bed again. I needed to go clean up some stuff from my trip. There was puke in the car seat we have two cars, and it's like our backup car seat and in our other car that I haven't driven in a while. Because we went on our trip, there was a lot of puking on the plane, not by me, by my child, and then there was puking in the car. So that was great. And some of it got on the car seat, and it wasn't like huge puddles everywhere, but it was enough that needs to be cleaned. But then I got COVID, so I couldn't do it. And then it's been pouring rain every day, and I need to be able to get it out of the garage and, hose it off in the driveway. And today's the first day I could do that. And I don't want to do that. And there's also, we have like 4 like cheap plastic litter boxes that need to be cleaned because the person who was cat sitting couldn't scoop it regular. Basically, we bought a bunch of really cheap litter boxes that they just then cycled through. It's a weird thing, but now I've got like 4 of them. Same thing, that I had COVID, couldn't clean it, then I couldn't go outside, so I have all this like puke and poop that I need to clean today. And I also need to go. So my day is going to be in a few minutes. I'm going to clean up a bunch of puke and poop, take a shower, go to the post office to get some quotes for shipping, and see if that's all the time I had for today, or if I can maybe squeeze in something productive. We'll see. Saturday afternoon, I did do some disgusting cleaning. I took a shower, shaved. I'm feeling okay now that I'm almost out of free time. Went to the post office, got the shipping. It's gonna be about $19 to ship 1 card or 5 cards. So it's the same price there, but that's with no insurance. I think it's like basic tracking to China. Registered, it's like $40. So I'm gonna tell the 2 clients, here's the basic price, basically 20 or 40, and see what they say. And we'll go from there. I'm gonna pick myself up a coffee and avocado toast from Press Espresso, but I'm gonna have to go home and eat it and then be on duty, so. Sunday morning, feeling good. Had to get up in the middle of the night because of some kerfuffles, but then got to sleep in until 8 something, and actually had to wake up the little squeak character that you hear squeaking in front of you. Are you a squeak character?
I'm Gwen.
Oh, I just heard some squeaks. Was that not you?
That was the little bunnies.
Oh, okay, that was the little bunnies, and this is Gwen Stacy that's sitting with me. But I just got done with the negotiations with the people from China, 2 different people with the sketch cards, all set. Figured out the shipping, figured out the pricing, figured out what they want. They just paid, so now I have to get 1 done in the next couple weeks, and the other one I said I'd have done by the end. The other 5 I decided I'd have done by the end of March. Yeah, I'm very conflicted. I'm very gratified. My ego and my wallet are gratified by these non-stop commissions, which for a lot of artists, like, what are you talking about? But like, for me, it feels like non-stop. I've never had this many commissions in a row, unsolicited by me. But going back to urgent and important, like I have to get these done because there's people waiting, but I'm not working on the horror. So I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted. But we're going to an art thing later today for the child, and then I have a good chunk of time free later today where I will most definitely do the 1 sketch card and just get that off my plate, and then try to either work on the -1 commission or the other sketch cards. Will I work on the horror? Unfortunately, probably not. I'm going to see if I could squeeze that in somewhere. The next commission I have after Godzilla -1 has not given me a deposit yet. And I think once I'm ready to start, I'll ping them and be like, hey, are you ready? And part of me kind of hopes they're like, I don't have the money right now. Like, not that they don't want it, but like, can we push it back a bit? You know, but we'll see. We'll see. Hot Ones with Nick Offerman. I have not watched a lot of Hot Ones, but I've seen 2 up till today, and then this is my second one today. Because they had Nick Offerman and I think John Oliver was the other one, and just like, oh, it's a half hour of people talking, so I could put that on while I work, which I did. Not the super productive day I'd like it to be, but I finished the preliminary art for the individual sketch card. And I'm going to print that out, and I'm probably not going to start the inks or anything, but I'll do a little bit of the pre-production busy work stuff until I think it's time to turn in, which it almost is, because like I said, I've had a little bit of a rough day. But I got that done, so that's good. All right, I think I'm gonna call it here for tonight. I printed it out, I graphited up the back to make my primitive carbon paper, taped it onto the specific card I need to put it on. That's my artist tape. Now I need to transfer it, which I could do tomorrow in between stuff. I don't have to put a lot of thought into it here and there, and then start inking it and coloring it. And I plan to have this one done and shipped out before I start any of the other ones. And then after I do this, I'm gonna go back to Godzilla -1, which I have about 2 weeks to finish. It's 3-ish on Monday, and I'm going to transfer this and see how much work I can get done in the next 45 minutes, which is what I have free. All this week, I'm going to be on duty longer than normal for a variety of reasons, so I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday, physically, mentally, but it's been a busy day. Well, that's kind of true, except I don't know if I mentioned this, but I got weird pulled muscles, like in my back of my arm and stuff, so that's not great, but anyway, I'm going to work. Hey, so this is Gazbot in the future. This video is from the end of January, beginning of February 2024. I am speaking to you from November, so this is close to a year ago at this point. And it's funny because I was just on Artcasters, and the last video or 2 I put up were talking about why I'm back to the Horror 4, and these videos specifically show you my journey to getting back to the Horror 4, which is my own independent kaiju comic, which when you catch up to modern day, that's mainly what I'm working on. But this is me working on a sketch card, and I've talked about my sketch card process before, and it's tedious and ridiculous. And like I said in this video, I talk about the commissions and people enjoying my work, and it is gratifying, but like, it's super labor intensive for me, more than most other forms of artwork, because it's tiny and it's doing a lot of really specific characters that the details are really important. And even though I do a lot of kaiju and Ultraman and stuff, a lot of these characters I've never drawn before, might even be from an episode I've never seen. So I might be seeing a monster for the first time ever, having to research what it looks like, redraw it, make sure the details are correct, and then getting it onto this small card, which I think is like 2.5 by 3.5 inches wide, and ink and color and everything. And I can't make any mistakes because I only have a few of these sketch cards. And it's not even like a variant cover. It's where if I was desperate, I could go buy another one. You're only given these as an artist. You're only giving a few based on how many
sketch cards you do. So it's very nerve-wracking and time-consuming, and the initial money from the company is minimal, very, very low, and that's common knowledge. But the money to be made is in commissions, but then there's even more pressure on the commissions because the cards for the company, I kind of have, make sure it's from these seasons, but I can do what I want. But for commissions, people ask for specific things. And as you'll see, as this goes on, they get more and more specific. And again, it's tough because I appreciate it, but I'm also like, this is taking so much time and mental energy. And I don't want to be a sketch card artist. That's not like my legacy. That's not the career I want. This is just a job, and a good job. All right, this is my fake carbon paper that I traced over, and there is it on the actual sketch card. That took about 15 minutes. What I was saying is it is a good job in the sense that, I'm lucky that I've been able to turn down work and take work that I want. Oh, here you see me deciding to try to set up a lighting rig that just did not work. So it's tough. I have a life and a career that other people dream of. I have a life and a career that I dreamed of, but you always want more and better no matter where you are. Otherwise you stagnate. And being able to do Kaiju Ultraman cards for a publisher that has a license and for money is a dream. But I've been doing it for years, and it doesn't make me a ton of money, and it isn't fulfilling me creatively the way I want to be fulfilled. And so, like I said, I'm sort of semi-walking away from it. I have to do 10 more for the company. I don't know if I'll sign up to do more, and I have a few commission cards kicking around, but I don't want to do more. I want to do less of this particular thing. And again, it's wild because a couple of years ago, I was doing stuff that was even further from my interests. And, you go back 10 or 20 years, I would do any art anybody would pay me to do. I was designing earrings and all kinds of wild stuff. I spent a little more time, I'm guessing about a half hour, as you saw, and I got this much inking done. I moved from my table because the lighting just wasn't great. I was having a hard time seeing the gray lines and the tiny detail. Started to set that light up there, which isn't a great spot, but then the cord wouldn't reach, and I was like, I just gotta work, so boop, back over here. No more work today. I got back around 7, so I was off duty around 7. And it is now 9:30, and I've done nothing. I made myself, first I laid in bed, I don't know, I'm just tired. I had a lot of caffeine today too, including with dinner. Yeah, it's fatigue. It's fatigue. Not just tired, it's fatigue. Burnout, maybe. And I'm having trouble gathering my thoughts. I had a cup of decaf coffee and a cupcake, and I was like, I'm gonna hang out down here and just play on my phone and let the cat sit with me and recharge. And I did that for a while. And sometimes when I do that, then I get powered up, but it's like 9:30, and I'm like, I'm gonna go watch TV in bed until I fall asleep. First, I'll turn off the arcade machines, though. This one, that one, and also this one. Yeah, see, it's driving away. I thought it was just for display. Hey, so